Okay, BTC USD Coinbase chart. Thank you for joining Navitility. Today I wanted to go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin on the Coinbase chart. As you can see, it is now a new year. Bitcoin had a nice impulse move up, and it began to range, right? So we had this nice little range formed for BTC between 45,000 to roughly, so you say at the bottom of here, so roughly around $40,000. I'm not sure why this isn't sticking there, but let's go ahead and leave it like that. So this was a range, and as you can see, there's the 50% line in the middle. Bitcoin trades above it and below. It tried to hold it, failed, traded at the bottom of the parallel channel, traded back up, got above it, couldn't stay above it, failed, came back down. So if at any point you were accumulating in this zone right here, that was a pretty solid buy, because what that did was it led to a solid 10% move to where we are currently trading at right now. So where do I think Bitcoin's going to go? At the moment, Bitcoin is currently trading at the point of control on the Bybit chart. So right now we're on Coinbase. So let me just go to Bybit really quick. I have a lot of levels marked out or mapped out, but if we go ahead and zoom out, you can see the previous range point of control, which is right here, is exactly where we are right now. Right, so that came in at 47,268, and Bitcoin basically impulsed all the way up, hit the point of control almost exactly, and it's now trading right below it. It looks like it wants to make a new move down, right? Last year, this was the yearly close and open. So that came in at around 46,195. But there's a lot of stuff going on this chart. I can go over that in a second here. But let's just go back to the Coinbase chart really quick. So it's a little bit cleaner. You'll see we were range bound for a while, came up, tested the highs, came back down to the lows. And Bitcoin just likes to do that. There's a little deviation right here above the range. I mean, you could even pull this in a little bit closer and say like right around here was the range high. It's a little bit different from chart to chart, but you can see Bitcoin tried to hold above it, deviated, failed, and it impulsed even higher. Broke through, reclaimed this resistance as support, right? So it did a back test. If you can zoom in, tested it as support and impulsed up right to the point of control. And just for example purposes, I think the point of control was somewhere around there. Oh, wait a second. Right. So let's just imagine this is the Bybit chart. So right now, if we go ahead and zoom in, you'll see that Bitcoin is also range bound again, right? So it's ranging. It fell below for a little bit, and it reclaimed the bottom of the range and is now trading at the bottom once more. So what do I think can happen? We do have a very important yearly level right below us. So what I'm really expecting for Bitcoin is for it to test that one more time before possibly going a little bit higher and testing the value area high of the previous bull market's range, fixed range. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit here. So we can see that Bitcoin created a high right at the point of control. What I'm really expecting is for a move, something like this to happen, to come up, take the highs, fake it out, back test the point of control, and come back down to the yearly high, right? Now, if we fail those levels, there's a lot of liquidity that's been building up. As you can see, it's just been higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, impulsed out, came down, higher low, higher low. Even with this massive sell-off that we had recently, it still formed a higher low compared to this low. Yes, it grabbed some liquidity from these lows, but at the end of the day, it's still technically a higher low. And then look what it did again, created a higher high. So I would not be surprised if it came back down to make another higher low before impulsing and moving a little bit higher. And like I said, I'm really expecting something like this before continuation to the upside. And then what's right above that is a value area high, which pretty much acts as a magnet. And from where we are sitting right now, that's about a 6%, 5% increase in price. So I wouldn't really suggest longing here, but if we do see price start to trade above this level, then yes, it might be smart to long, put a stop loss below the lows, and then price can definitely go and tackle this area right up here, right? But until that happens, right now I am looking for a short trade. I would expect Bitcoin, like I said, just to get rejected a little bit. This is a massive level, and I don't see it getting broken through very easily. But it looks like it kind of wants to. But like I said, if we can catch a quick scalp short after the sweep of these highs, then we can possibly get a nice 3% move to the downside, and 3% is pretty big. It adds up at the end of the day. So we're going to keep an eye on this, see how this keeps on playing out over the next few hours to next few days, and if we get the reaction we want, then I'll go ahead and enter a trade and take it down to the lows, and that could be a nice 3% move. It can also just completely fail these levels, back test, go down here, and I'm okay with that too, because if it does reclaim this level, I'll just look to enter a long right here for the move back up, and if I get an entry down here, it's another 4% move up. So we do have some trade ideas. Let's just see how this all plays out. I wouldn't really look into long right now, especially after this little sell-off. If you do, you want to put your stop below the lows. 1% down is not too bad, but then, the risk reward probably won't really play out in your favor that well, right? You're probably going to target the point of control, so it's like it's less than a 1-to-1. So you're risking $10 to make $10. If you want to do that, go ahead, but maybe manage your position size and enter the trade. But I wouldn't really take that trade. I'll just wait. Like I said, I'm waiting for higher prices or lower prices first before making a decision or a trade. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Here's the account, Navitility. Only 72 followers. I do have some nice posts in here every once in a while. Pith made some nice moves. Blur looks very bullish. Not even a few hours later, pretty much like a few minutes later, it made a nice little impulse move up. TRX had a nice little buy and sell trade. Let's see here. ICP did do a very good job. I was saying that it was looking bullish here, and if we go back to the ICP chart, let's go back to the 28th. Or 24th, which was pretty much around here. So I said it was looking bullish because it broke out, and it came down, grabbed some liquidity, and then impulsed higher. And if you were following me when I made this post, maybe you would have got in somewhere around here. That could have possibly been a 73% trade if you held to those highs. I mean, you probably would have sold around here, right? So still 50-60% gain. So follow me on Twitter, Navitility. This is my personal account. You can follow me here too as well. But this is where I will be giving all the updates in trades when I go live, or if I'm exiting or entering a trade, or if I drop a new video. All right. Thank you for joining, and take care.